children way.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Bott, also known as the Pond Doctor. It's a beautiful day in the middle of April here at the Pond Clinic in Ottawa, Ontario. So today, our service team and I are going to show you how to start your pond right in spring. To start with, you'll need an oil-free sump pump and a discharge fire hose to pump the water out of your pond. Start out by placing the pump on the top shelf of the pond where the water is cleaner. We will use this water to fill up the fish holding tank during the cleanout. Get yourself a nice big tub like this cattle trough to store your fish. This will make a nice temporary home for them while you clean out your pond. While the tub is filling, you can create a day spa for your fish by adding 2 pounds of pond salt for every 100 gallons of water in the holding tank. The salted bath helps calm the fish and also helps to fight parasites and infection. It's also a good idea to put an aerator in the tank. This will help oxygenate the water and gas off harmful ammonia. You may want to lower the water line in the pond down to about 6 inches before you attempt to catch your fish. Always approach your fish from below with a larger net and gently corral them into that net with a small net. Gently release them into your holding tank and then keep the holding tank covered up with a net or a board to keep them from jumping out and possibly injuring themselves. Once you've caught all your fish, it's now time to pump out the rest of the pond. Aim the discharge hose from your pump into the surrounding landscape. Pond water makes great natural fertilizer. If you have great water pressure at your home, you may just need a garden hose to spray off the rocks and get rid of algae and sludge. However, if you have a large pond, you may need a pressure washer. Just make sure that you set the pressure at the lowest setting. About 600 psi is plenty. If you set the pressure too high, you risk damaging your plants and even your pond liner. As the water drains, this is a good time to start picking out larger debris from the stream and the marginal areas of your pond. And don't forget to trim back the dead foliage on your marginal plants and remove the debris. Now it's time to move on to cleaning our biological filter. Start by pumping or bailing any remaining water from inside the filter. Once all the water is drained, it's time to reach in and clear out any remaining larger debris inside. With your biological filter now drained, cleaned, and flushed, it's now time to reassemble all the filtration components. The biological media goes in first, then the rack, followed by the filter mats placed atop one another. It's a good idea to place a rock on top of the mats to hold them down. This keeps everything inside the filter from shifting around when the pump is finally turned on and running. Now let's move on to the skimmer. Take your sump pump, place it in the bottom of the skimmer and pump out any water left inside. Before reconnecting your pump, plug it in for a quick test. If your pump is working correctly, it should make a warm humming noise. If the impeller isn't spinning or you hear grinding noises, it's a good idea to bring it in for service. Once you've confirmed that your pump is working fine, it's now time to reinstall it in your skimmer. Connect the union to your check valve or your plumbing assembly and then install the rest of your filter components. With your pump and filtration components cleaned, checked, and ready to go, it's now time to begin filling your pond back up. As the pond is filling, add the appropriate dosage of pond detoxifier. This helps neutralize chlorine and chloramines commonly found in city tap water. Chlorine and chloramines are toxic to fish, so it's important not to forget this step. Pond detoxifier also instantly ages your pond water, giving you about a 2-week head start on the pond season. Add the appropriate dosage of beneficial bacteria, and then it's time to move on to fertilizing your plants. Use once-a-year fertilizer for any of your marginal plants that create a bloom, and lily tablets for your water lilies. Remember to fertilize your water lilies every long weekend to keep them blooming all throughout the summer. Once your pond is full of water, it's time to plug in the pump and get it running. Check the temperature of the water in your holding tank for your fish and in the pond. If the two temperatures are within 4 degrees Celsius of one another, then you can safely transfer the fish back into the pond. If the temperature difference between the water in your holding tank and your pond is greater than 4 degrees Celsius, wait just a little while longer. This will allow for the temperatures to equalize. With your fish safely back in their fresh, clean home, it's time for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the pond season. For more information on caring for your pond, drop by our retail store or visit us online at pondclinic.com.